Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call the Douglas School Committee to order on May 6th at 6:30 p.m. I'd like to read the Douglas Public Schools mission statement. The Douglas Public Schools offer diverse learning experiences that meet the academic, social, physical, and emotional needs of all of our students. We provide a safe, supportive, and challenging learning environment in which students may achieve academic success and personal growth. Decisions are made in the best interest of our students. Please rise for a pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. I'd like to note for the public record, Beth Bergstrom is on the call via Zoom for us this evening. So next I'd like to call the student representatives, Mila Farrow and Fiona Soler. I probably messed up your last name. I do apologize.
Hi, my name is Mila and I'm here with Fiona. We are student council members at the Douglas Middle School. There are a lot of exciting things happening around the middle school. We are excited to inform you that all spring sports sessions are fully in swing, and we are thrilled to send off students from the middle school track team to state relays this Saturday in Drogheda, Mass.
Along with sports, the Student Council is in full gear to plan our annual field day taking place on June 16th. This week is Teacher Appreciation Week. In honor of celebrating our teachers, we constructed an ice cream bar for them to enjoy, and on Friday, teachers get to enjoy Dunkin' Donuts served to them from a cart.
All grades have field trips that everyone is looking forward to, with 8th grade being Polar Park, 7th grade team building, and 6th grade YMCA. The 8th grade officers are in full gear, planning a plethora of end-of-the-year possessives, such as their promotion ceremony on June 17th, followed by a dance that night.
May 5th, students and parents were called down to the Students of the Month announcements with awards varying with academic excellence, grit, and citizenship. It is MCAS season. English MCAS was completed the week before vacation, and each grade is preparing for Math MCAS, which will commence next week. 8th graders also have to prepare for Civics and Science MCAS, but then they will have some end-of-the-year activities to look forward to.
Academically, in 8th grade science, they just finished up an essay on cloning, and during the class they were working on an intriguing chemical reactions lab. In 8th grade math, they are working on completing the unit of exponents and scientific notations while also preparing for upcoming MCAS next week. In honors math, they are completing the liner inequalities and having a test wrap up this unit on Friday. Combining classes, the 8th grade English and Civics are working on the Supreme Court case project and just now starting a trifold to present to the classes. In 8th grade Spanish, students are getting introduced to Spanish dishes and are very excited to cook their own chosen Spanish dish for their families.
This month in 7th grade, they have been working hard across all subjects. In science, students are studying plate boundaries and preparing for an upcoming test by reviewing the different types of plate boundaries and how they affect Earth's surface. In math, they are learning about linear expressions and how to write and simplify them. In social studies, classes are exploring ancient Greece and how city-states have influenced our government today. In English, students are analyzing literary novels focusing on themes, characters, and deeper meanings within the text.
This month in 6th grade, they have been learning a variety of exciting topics across their classes. In science, students are studying body system and cells to get better understand how the human body functions. In math, they are working on bar graphs, histograms, and writing math sentences to explain their thinking. In history, students are learning about Africa and recently completed a map quiz on the continent. Students are working on a spring benchmark and exploring the beauties of Africa project. In English, they are focusing on 4 types of sentences: declarative, imperative, interrogative, and exclamatory, and took a pop quiz on this last week. Our school has been making extraordinary progress as the end of the year approaches. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great night.
Thank you so much for coming in tonight. Anybody here for public comment? Seeing that there is none, any old business?
We do not have any?
Any new business?
Right, we'll just launch into my superintendent's report. That's all right. Want to start off with some gratitude. We had town meeting on Monday, and I am overwhelmed with the support from the community for the public schools. I want to thank the school committee for always your ongoing support. I want to thank Mr. Wojcik, the Board of Selectmen, the Finance Committee, our teachers and staff, and ultimately our community, who voted on 3 different articles to help support the schools. It was $394,000 to help offset our operating budget to make sure that we did not have to lay off 5 key positions across the district. It was $100,000 in brand new servers for our infrastructure to make sure that we don't collapse. And we all know what happens when we're at work and the email and your internet service goes down for a half hour. We finally now have the ability to get new servers. And then finally, $350,000 to fund a schematic design to start the process of a new roof, windows, and door project for the primary school. It's almost $800,000 that the community voted for to help support our schools. And I see what's going out there in the Commonwealth, and I've only been here for 6 years, but this doesn't happen unless there is trust and strong relationships between all of those entities. And I'm really proud of the work that we've all done to make sure that we trust each other. We know we're all working towards the same goal, and I am truly grateful for everyone who helped support these 3 endeavors between infrastructure, the future of the primary school, and ultimately not losing 5 additional key teaching positions. We already lost 21 to the cuts, but these 5 would have been catastrophic. So I just want to start off with a little gratitude for everyone and how truly appreciative I am of the support for that. So thank you. Next, we have, continue with gratitude, Amy Plant. Amy is our new middle school principal, has already been in the district once. She's coming again on Monday, and I thought, you know, in the middle of the budget season may not have been a great time for her to come and introduce herself, but now that we've finished the budget process, I thought this would be a little bit better time. So I'll turn it over to Amy, then open it up to some questions.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for letting me come to this meeting. I'm very excited to be here. I thought I would tell you a little bit about myself so that you had some idea where I'm coming from. I've been in education for over 20 years. I started out as a paraprofessional in the Millbury Public Schools. From there, I went on to teach GED and be an assistant program manager for the Worcester County House of Corrections, slightly different. From there, I decided I wanted to go on with my education, and so I had my master's degree in education. And I got my ELA and my special education license and began teaching ELA and special ed in the Southbridge Public Schools for a good amount of time. From there, I decided that I wanted to take some of the things that I learned and kind of broaden them out. So I worked for a company that was giving me the opportunity to be an instructional coach over New England. So I met with different districts and schools and provided professional development for them. We looked at data analysis, coaching cycles, venting cycles, things of that sort. And my latest, the last 5 years, I've been at a 766 school, special education school in West Newton as an assistant principal. And also, I am adjunct professor at UMass Boston. All things that I've loved. I'm really excited to be here in Douglas. My girls, who are now 26 and 29, have played Douglas many times and have won and lost against them. But every time I've come to Douglas, it's been such a warm and welcoming community. So when this opportunity came up, I had to snag it. As Paul had said, I have been at the school. The students are absolutely amazing. They're kind, they're empathetic. You know that they're in a safe environment, and that's such a big thing, especially now. And the teachers and educators that I've had the opportunity to be with are just a bright light. They have smiles on their faces, great ideas, ready to go, so proactive, so collaborative. So I'm really happy to be joining this team. I start July 1st, but I'll be back again on Monday and then again in June. So thank you for this opportunity. I'm really excited to be part of the team.
Anything from the committee?
Welcome.
Oh, thank you. And happy Teacher Appreciation to everybody out there this week.
Oh,
I
yeah.
appreciate it.
No, we're so grateful to have you and glad for you to dig right in come July. And
I can't wait. I know there's a lot, but I'm very excited.
Good.
I am. Thank you.
As a high school educator, everyone's like, oh my God, I know how you do it. Middle school? No, I don't know how you do it.
So I'm middle school and high school as an assistant principal now. And the middle school, when I came in, it was Hawaiian Day that day too. So they were hilarious. Like I was like, oh, I didn't dress up for this one, but I'm really excited. They are just raring to go, and it's going to be a great experience.
They bring a lot of energy, and I can tell that you're going to match that energy.
Yes, I'm going to try.
So thank you so much.
So I got to sit on the interview panel, so I am delighted. You were one of the few that actually interacted with our students, because our students ambassadors were there to greet her as they came in the interviewees, and she was one of the few. So we got feedback from the students. So I mean, that was just, that's what we want, right? We want somebody that cares about our community and our kids, and I think that was just a big highlight, was like, and the kids just were like, boop, 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 boop. So I really appreciate, thank you so much for coming here, taking this job, and bringing it and supporting our staff. Thank you so much.
They're an amazing team. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. All right. So I was trying to decide what I wanted to do. We've spent 3 months with heavy topics, and I thought I'd spend some time today celebrating some of the good things that are happening here in Douglas. So I took a look at some data, principals took a look at some data, and we just compiled quick 20-slide, although it won't seem that long, slide deck on some of the great things that are happening within our school district. Do we still have work to do? Absolutely. But I figured after 2 months of heavy talk about budgets, let's talk about some of the great things. And I think this ties in nicely, as Amy said, with Teacher Appreciation Week, because a lot of what's reflected up here is a direct result of the work that our teachers do and our students do. All right. So we're going to focus in on 3 main areas: academic achievement, predominantly through the MCAS, student growth and engagement around attendance, and graduation and readiness. Looking at some quick numbers at a glance, if you look at our 4-year graduation rate, we're at 98.5% of our students last year graduated. If you go back to 21, we were at 88.3. Every year from 21 on, we've slowly increased up by 2 or 3 points.
Bless you.
God bless you. Thank you. By 2 or 3 points, which is remarkable. We have 61% of our grade 8 ELA kids last year meeting or exceeding expectations. That's 20 points over where we were the previous year. Our middle school, for accountability percentile, based on a variety of factors, MCAS, absenteeism, a couple other things, was at the 65th percentile in the state, meaning they outperformed the state. They were in the top 65% of schools. And then finally, as a district, we averaged 11.9% of our kids were chronically absent, well below the state average of 18.8, right? So just some great numbers. What does this mean? It means that we are moving in the right direction. Do we still have work to do? Like I said, absolutely, but we're moving in the right direction. There's some other data points we're gonna go through to highlight that. As a district also, we are also in the 65th percentile for accountability. This takes in, like I said, graduation rate, advanced classes, growth, attendance, and MCAS scores. So last year, we did really well, and our accountability percentile showed that. with us being that high up. Oh, wrong button. Oh, I'm stuck. What did I hit wrong? I can't see. Thank you, sorry. And what's really great to look at is when you look at the numbers, it's across all areas. It's across ELA, it's across math, it's across science, and it's across all 4 of our buildings. For the primary school, Cindy was really excited to share this, 95% daily attendance rate. If you look at our STAR data for percentage of kids meeting or exceeding expectations, you can see that 92% kids in kindergarten meeting or exceeding expectations, 94% in math, and in first grade reading and math were 94%. The highlighted in the green Cindy loves, first place in mathematics for our ST Math puzzle completion. ST Math is a program that kids use. It's no words, it's all pictures, and it helps kids solve problems where they actually have to think. And you have to complete the puzzles. In the past 3 years, we've been in first place in the Commonwealth for puzzle completion. The kids have bought into it, the teachers have bought into it, and those scores directly reflect that. Our elementary school noticed when Mr. Haynes started the low attendance rate. We had 49% of our kids with over 10 absences. That's a lot. He made a concerted effort, and last year that dropped to 40%. This year he's projected to being at 30%. So we see that number of kids being close to chronically absent, that 10 absences or more, decreasing every year. And that's been part of his school improvement plan and something that he's proud of, that he's been working on. Elementary gains for MCAS. These are kids meeting or exceeding expectations. Again, across all grade levels. Third grade ELA, a 10% increase over 24, 31% increase over in 23. Third grade math, we see the increase. Fourth grade ELA, we had a 14% increase last year, and then math in 5th grade, we see that increase. So again, moving in the right direction with our MCAS scores over the past few years. In the middle school, if you look at our snapshot just in ELA, we had 58% of our kids meeting or exceeding expectations compared to the state of 42%. If you look at our student growth percentile, 73%, only 27% of the schools outperformed us across the Commonwealth. So our 6th grade ELA scores last year were incredible. Bob and his team, again, put a concerted effort into dropping the absentee rate by reaching out to families, connecting with families, making those relationships with students. And you can see that chronic absenteeism decreased from the 23 to 24 to 25 school year. Average number of days absent have also decreased from year to year, and again, well below the state average. Our accountability percentile at the middle school every year has gotten better and better, from 45% to 51 to 57 to 64. Again, increased MCAS scores, increased attendance, increased growth scores. Our dropout rate at the high school has decreased in 3 of the past 4 years, where we reached a historic low of that 0.3% in 23. The ultimate goal is to get kids a diploma and have them graduate and move on to life after high school. And seeing that dropout rate decrease is awesome. And it's a testament to the work that our staff and the guidance department does. Another great stat is the 5-year cohort graduation rate. Sometimes kids need just a little bit extra time to graduate. So you can see that the 5-year cohort rate has jumped up from 90.8% in 2020 to 2024, 97.7%. What does that mean? It means that kids don't graduate, but we're not forgetting about them. We're continuing to reach out, continue to work with them, continue to provide services to them, continue to work with them to make sure they get a diploma so that they can go on and be productive members of society. And again, this comes back to that engagement piece that we always talk about, connection with families, connection with kids, building those relationships, which is awesome. Rob was really proud of these next two slides and the trending upwards. These aren't all of our AP classes, but you can see in 6 of our AP classes, the percentage of the scores increased from 24 to 25 in 6 areas, which is awesome. Our SAT scores have increased from 2023 to 2024 to 2025. Again, a testament to the work that our staff is doing with kids and principals and department heads are doing inside classrooms. What does all this mean? We're providing well-rounded opportunities for kids. I said we're a small school, but we provide big school, big city offerings. Right? We have the AP courses, I think over 13 of them. We have the arts and the enrichments and those after-school programs. We're doing a lot with digital technology. Our SAT scores are improving. Our AP scores are improving. Our graduation rate is up there. And it's just great to see the work that's being done. And like I said, just really proud of what I see. I try to be in the buildings a couple days a week. Love to see what's happening inside the classrooms. Just proud of the work that our teachers do. Could I have focused on 1,000 other numbers? Sure. But what I just wanted to do is just create a snapshot for the committee and for the communities watching, and just celebrate the work of our staff and our students during Teacher Appreciation Week, but also after a couple of months of some heavy talks. There's some great, amazing things that happen here every single day, every single hour, every single minute within our schools, because of the support that you've given to me, that our principals have, that our teachers have, and that ultimately goes down to our students who are performing at a great level. So I'm proud of that, and I just want to share it with everyone.
Through the chair?
Absolutely.
Thank you for this, Dr. Vieira. You had said this, and this is also noted in your slides as well, but I think it needs to be noted again how well Douglas is doing and why. So Douglas is, as we know, a very small community. We don't have Boku bucks as much as we want to, but the students are receiving an education that is as good as, if not better, than much of the Commonwealth. And I think that's a credit to the staff and the administration, and obviously through the support of the townsfolk.
Yes.
But truly, it's the teachers that are in front of the students. And I know that they've been going through a really hard time. Who wouldn't be through a budget crisis? But man, it's amazing to see all of the great work that they're doing. And I just wanted to give them a shout out. So great job, everybody. This is like really encouraging and awesome and really extraordinary for such a small community.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's a testimony to everything that you've done. I guess I'm curious, what do you think has been the #1 driver in terms of what's made effective change for you? Has it been looking at data? Has it been HQIM? Or is it something else? Is it just the
What's
community coming-
HQIM?
Oh, high quality instructional materials.
I knew that.
You just
For
forgot what the
everybody
M,
at
you
home.
just forgot what the M meant.
Which Douglas has.
So we really put a focus about 4 or 5 years ago on looking at data and analyzing data and understanding student strengths and weaknesses. So I think that's part of it. I think really focusing in, and we've done some work on MTSS, as everyone has. We'll continue doing that. It's the focus on Tier 1 instruction. It's some of the professional development we've done, especially in the younger grades, around differentiation and small group instruction, which really makes a difference. It's the high quality instruction materials that we have in there. But I think it's just collectively the discourse and the conversations that are now happening. I look at our middle school people here who have that common planning time every day that's been in place now for 4 or 5 years, to get together, sit down, and have those conversations about teaching and learning and students and what's happening and what we can do differently. There's a grade level out there that we have one teacher who loves to text between 10:30 and midnight about ideas that pop into their head about what we can be doing differently inside classrooms. So they're always saying, and that's just one example. I know I drive by the elementary school in the morning, and there are teachers in the parking lot an hour, hour and a half before the school day starts, getting kids ready. And again, it's not just photocopy, but it's thinking about what they can do differently inside their classrooms. I love it when I walk in the halls or in classrooms and teachers say, Paul, I tried something different today, or I love that PD, I'm gonna implement this today, or I didn't think something wasn't working and I tweaked it. So I think it's just those academic discussions that we're having, to look at the data, and it's just the collective environment that the principals have built and the teachers have embraced that have helped drive some of these scores up.
It's awesome. Well, good jobs to everyone involved.
Bill, anything?
No, I would say this is a great testament to a lot of the academics, but this spring I'm so excited to get all these calendars home with so many exciting opportunities for our kids to take these great field trips, and all these little things really add up to give kids opportunities that maybe their parents really aren't into baseball and they're not going to go to Polar Park, but like Douglas gets them there so they can see this wonderful stadium we have. Or I can't even remember the other field trip. Somebody's going, I'm like, who's going on a field trip in my house soon? They both, I can't even remember. But there's so much coming home, and there's so much going on in the spring for the kids. So this is a great testament to, purely academics, but there's even more going on in Douglas. So, great job to you, and especially our teachers and staff. Like, all of us at home, we can see it coming through in your work. So thank you so much for taking such good care of our kids.
Yeah, to like bookend that, it's like all the extracurriculars that you do that make Douglas so well-rounded. It's not just the academics. I mean, we really focus on the whole student.
And it's been great seeing, we revitalized through the help of the middle school, the enrichment program. The enrichment program was great at the at the elementary school. We had it at the middle school, and went away, it brought back. And it's been great to see, we have teachers doing cooking classes, drama classes, games. We have computer classes. Jake did a computer class. And you go inside and you see the kids, 7, 8, 9, 10 kids staying after school, working with teachers, doing different things, and being excited about it. I walked by the library today, and Mrs. Hayes and Mr. Coyne were conducting a student council meeting, and the kids were genuinely excited to be there. And you could see it in their eyes and hear it in the chatter as you walk by. So kids are excited to be here, which is awesome.
So I'll give best comments where it's amazing, right? And now I'll insert mine. I like having the PowerPoint with the kids in it, because that's really why we're all here, right? Is for our students. It's the moment that however they get to school, but once they come into school, they're welcomed. And that's whether you're a teacher, staff, administration, they feel welcomed and they feel safe in our environment. And again, that's a shout out back to our teacher and our the DTA, the paraprofessionals, right? Making that environment for our kids to thrive, I think, is invaluable, especially with all the chaoses in the world today. The kids feel safe in this community, and it really goes back to the teachers. So again, it's Teachers Appreciation Week, but it's the staff there that supports the teachers too, as well as the administration. We're all in this together. So thank you so much. I loved it. I love the pictures. I think I've said it enough times. I want to see pictures of our kids in the classroom or outside the classroom, what they're doing in school committee, because that's what we're here for, is for our kids. So thank you again.
You're welcome. And again, shout out to Kate. We had last Friday Special Olympics, which was an awesome event. Friday night we have the prom, which we're all excited about. So again, just a lot of great things happening in the district. So just really proud to share it. I just want to share that with everyone. And I'm going to end on a high note with that.
Yes, awesome. Moving on to the school committee and subcommittee reports, the accounts payable.
Mind if I pull this over?
No, it's your time to shine.
And I also want to say happy Administrative Assistance Day, which was just recently, and I think yesterday was Nurse Appreciation. And when my son is no longer in primary school, but when he was there, that was his best friend. So thank you very much. Okay, warrant reports. So warrant 39 SCH 26, 39 SCHL 26, and HS 2609 were reviewed and approved by myself in the total amount of $393,789.07. That's the first one. Second one is 40 MEALS 26, warrant date of 4/7/26. Oh, and it was actually signed by Heather for the amount of $58.74, approved, no irregularities. Okay, fantastic. Checking. Okay. Warrant 41 SCH 26, 4 SCH 26, 42 SCHL 26, HS 26-10. Warrant dates 4/16, 4/23, and 4/24 were reviewed and approved by Rebecca DeMarco in the total amount of $548,962.14. And that appears to be it.
Awesome.
Back to you.
Thank you so much. Moving on to our consent agenda and the April 8th meeting minutes. No one has any issues? I'd be looking for a motion.
I make a motion to approve the April 8th, 2026 school committee meeting minutes.
Motion made by Julia, seconded by?
Meg.
Second by Meg. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? Beth Bergstrom also said aye to approve the meeting minutes. Moving on to the next is the policy, the JICFFB bullying prevention update, the third reading and our vote.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here to discussion about the school committee policy and procedure manual against bullying. And really what the change is, it's procedural details removed to focus on the statutory requirements. The bullying prevention and intervention plan will address the procedures. Does anyone have any questions?
So I'd be looking for a motion to approve the policy.
Motion to approve policy JICFB.
Motion made by Becky, seconded by?
Meg.
Seconded by Meg. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? Beth Bergstrom voted aye too as well. Let the record reflect.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And then the policy manual updates for section B, the first reading.
All right, so as people who've watched have known, we're in the process of revamping our school committee policy manual. We're taking things letter by letter because of the depth of it. So what we did in letter A, we'll go to letter B, is we're updating our policies from what we had to current Massachusetts School Committee policy standards. So I'm going to go through letter by letter for our first reading and talk about the substantive changes in each of the policies. So the first one is BB, School Committee Legal Status. The core responsibilities remain unchanged. The update removes detailed statutory and local language, aligns with MASC formatting and terminology, and makes no change to the authority or function of the school committee. BBA, School Committee Powers and Duties. Again, core responsibilities remain unchanged. It adds important clarification around personnel and reporting structure, removes minor outdated language, aligns with modern government governance standards. Next is BBBA and BBBB, which is a mouthful. School Committee Member Qualifications, Oath of Office. Again, core eligibility and oath remain the same. It adds the required ethics and conflict of interest compliance, modernizes language, and removes redundant non-discrimination statement. Next is BDF, Advisory Committees to the School Committee. Policy is almost unchanged. The only update is adding a one-year term for advisory committee members unless reappointed. BDFA, School Councils. Again, the purpose and the role of the councils remain the same. It adds clear structure, procedures, and legal compliance requirements, and improves consistency and accountability. Next, we have BDFA-E-1, School Improvement Plan. The purpose of the School Improvement Plan remains the same. It clarifies approval authority, adds timeline requirements, expands expectations for data accountability, and planning detail. BDG, school attorney. The role of the legal counsel does not change, but it does clarify that the school committee controls legal engagement, improves structure and language, and removes some redundant and overly specific wording. BEC, executive sessions. The reasons for executive sessions do not change, but the update increases transparency requirements, strengthens legal compliance, and adds a formal process for reviewing and releasing minutes. BEDA, notification of school committee meetings. The policy still requires 48 hours notice. This clarifies how time is calculated, adds required agenda posting, and expands what must be included in the public notice. BEDH, public participation at school committee meetings. Both policies allow for public comments, set limits, maintain order and compliance. This version adds more structured and legal precision, slightly tightens procedures, and improves liability protection. Next, we have BHE, use of electronic messaging by school committee members. The rules about not deliberating via electronic communication do not change. What this does is expands to include modern communication platforms, simplifies records retention process, removes outdated administrative requirements. The biggest change is how electronic communications are stored and managed. BID, school committee member compensation and expenses. Policy remains functionally the same, expands language to reflect all possible municipality types, modernizes wording, and improves consistency with formatting. And everything else would remain the same. I know that's a mouthful and a lot of information to look at, which is why we do the 3 readings, to give you the time to be able to look at it now, come back for our second reading with questions if you have them, and then obviously again for that third reading. But if people have questions now, I hope I can answer them, because there's a lot here. If not, I'll take a note down and we can answer them for the second reading.
Any questions?
On the public comment,
Okay. Go ahead.
sorry, it's BEDH. It was like the third to last one that you did. BEDH.
Got it.
Can you remind us of what exactly changed on here from the old? And then I was a little confused, but I was like, maybe it's already policy and we just don't do it, where folks have to sign up to do public comment, and then it says the entire segment is not to exceed 15 minutes, which I don't think we actually.
We used to, it is a policy because
Is it?
we instituted that during COVID.
Got it. Okay.
Otherwise, we would have been here till midnight.
Got it. Okay. So
Fun
that was
times.
already in. That's not part of the changes. That was already in place.
Yep.
What was the change that you said was happening to this?
It adds more structure and legal precision, slightly tightens procedures, and improves liability protection. To answer your question succinctly, let me go back and look at both policies side by side, and I'll come back next week with
Okay.
a clearer answer.
Not a big deal. I heard what you said and I was like, wait, I don't know what is different on this page. Thank you. It's nice when we have public comment. Want to make sure they get heard.
We enjoy it.
Yeah.
We just can't respond. That's the
I know.
thing. So,
I'll get that to you next week.
Thanks.
anyone else?
No.
All right. Thanks so much. Moving on to the business and operations report.
I am happy to start with donations. Our Spanish teacher at the high school had applied and received a grant from the Douglas Cultural Commission. And what she is doing is bringing in a dance company out of Worcester to teach the students some dance moves. So really exciting. So just asking that you accept the $1,200 from the Douglas Cultural Council to do a Spanish music and dance workshop.
Need a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the donation from the Douglas Cultural Council in the amount of $1,200.
Motion made by Julia, seconded by?
Meg.
Seconded by Meg. All those in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? Beth Bergstrom also voted aye from Zoom. Next.
And the second one is from the Douglas Music Boosters, and what this is for a bus. They are paying for the bus for the music students to go to a Westfield State music workshop. Thank you for the word. So just asking to accept the amount received of the $1,400 from the boosters to pay for the transportation to their workshop.
You looking for a motion?
Motion to approve donation in the amount of $1,400 from the Douglas Boosters to the DHS Band and Chorus to participate in the Westfield State Workshop.
Thank you so much, Becky. Second by?
Meg.
Second by Meg. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? Beth Bergstrom voted aye from Zoom.
Thank you. Next, we just have some reclassifications. The reclassification number 8, what this is doing is moving expenses that were paid out of school choice, and we're putting them against the general budget. Reason why we're doing this is because of the wonderful vote by the town for the $394,000 that will be transferred over to our general operating budget this year. So we're moving the funds out of school choice. So I'll be looking for a motion to approve reclassification number 8.
So moved.
Motion made by Meg, seconded by?
Julia.
Seconded by Julia. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? Beth Bergstrom voted aye from Zoom.
Thank you. The next in your packet is transfer request number 7. What this transfer does is to move the $394,000 from the town against the budgeted line items as I have listed.
So moved.
Motion made by Julia, seconded
Julia.
by?
Becky?
Seconded by Becky. All those in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? Let the record reflect that Beth Bergstrom voted aye via Zoom.
Thank you. And last but not least, reclassification number, and I think, did we fix this? This should be number 9. I apologize, you signed the right one. This will be noted as reclassification number 9, and what we're doing is we had purchased some textbooks earlier in the year. We would like to move this to the Rural Aid Grant. Again, as you know, the Rural Aid Grant, we don't get the funding until November. We're not sure. We need to use it by June 30th, so we would like to put some of our textbooks against this grant.
Looking for a motion?
Motion to approve?
Motion made by Becky, seconded by?
Meg.
Seconded by Meg. All those in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? Let the record reflect Beth Bergstrom voted aye via Zoom.
Thank you very much.
Any other topics not anticipated? So I have one topic, it's just a shout out that the Everyday Hero event is going to be held on May 14th, and we look forward to seeing folks come out for that. Anything else that we need to talk about? I'd be looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Emphatically.
Seconded by Becky. Motion made by Julia, seconded by Becky. All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? Let the record reflect one more time that Beth Bergstrom voted aye to adjourn.
Good night,
Thank you,
Beth.
everybody.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was a fast one for us.